Hey, everyone. It is the Let's Get Loud podcast with Jane A. And we are back. We are
We're
back.
back.
We're on time. We're not pre-recording. I mean, we are,
No.
but not weeks ahead, though.
No.
No longer weeks ahead, you guys.
We are back from our trips. One of us was gone for a lot longer than the other.
Yeah, yeah. How was it though? That length of time?
Perfect.
Yeah. Because Jeff has a conference in Cancun. And so it's almost the same amount of time. And then I looked up the resort and I was like, kind of regret not signing up for longer. But then I'm like, Josie, it's fine.
How many nights?
5.
Yeah. 5 nights is perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel
perfect.
like without the kids, I start to really miss the kids.
Okay, nope. So for me, it's more like I was like, okay, we just went. So I was like, you're fine. But like when I looked up, I'm like, oh, could have really taken an extra 2 full days to do more things. Know what I mean?
Yeah. When is this?
In 3 weeks.
Ah,
Yeah. So quick.
ah,
Yep.
boom.
Okay, so you felt it was perfect. You started to miss the kids. The weather looked nice.
The weather was
Or it looked
perfect.
nice.
The resort was perfect. We were right on the beach. The beach was like white sand. You could go in
Mm.
the ocean and there was no yucky things touching you.
Yeah, Punta Cana has a really nice beach.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
perfect. Flights were perfect. Our flight times were easy. We didn't lose our luggage. Like it was just
Smooth. Smooth.
smooth.
I like when it goes smoothly because
Mm,
traveling can be traumatic.
I know.
So it's either it goes right good, just as planned, or it does not.
It's also like just kind of like high anxiety. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a high reward, but high anxiety situation. Like before you go, like what could go wrong? Brr, brr, brr. A friend of ours too, her kid had appendicitis like the day before we were leaving, and I was like, what if like you don't think of this, but like what if one of my kids has appendicitis while I'm gone
Hmm.
and has to have a surgery and their appendix removed?
Yeah.
They that didn't happen.
No.
But then I'm like, you can't not live your life just in case. Like, I'm like, what if someone breaks their arm while I'm gone?
Yeah, they go to the
That
hospital. You
I
can't fix an arm.
know without
The
their
arm,
mommy.
the arm for me would be like, meh, you broke your arm. But appendicitis, whatever, that's like operate, like pain and very much, you know what I mean? Like just it's like more of a big deal than breaking your arm, but still super annoying, still super annoying. But they were, they were in good hands.
I know. Speaking of anxiety, you were an absolute disaster before your trip. Do you want to tell the people about your like couple of days before you left?
And guys, listen, it's all a learning opportunity here. Because I was like, all of that energy and anxiety, it nothing came out. Like, ça donnait rien.
Not and
Nothing.
not even like a blip. There wasn't. It wasn't even like a.
There's not even a little bit of oh, see, you were anxious and then that shit happened. No shit happened. All of that, all of that build up. And it's the same as you being worried about appendicitis, whatever. It didn't happen. So it's like kind of insane. Like it really, I started thinking about like how anxiety works and how when you go through the mouth, like the other side, and what you were so nervous about is done and it didn't even happen. It just shows like how unreal, how anxiety is made up. Like not anxiety is made up. The feeling is very much there. What I mean is what we made up in our head to create the anxiety is not even truth. It's not even reality.
It's like your perspective is like two different people could be going through the same situation, but one person like Jeff wasn't had zero anxiety.
Like Jeff's text, and I was like, oh man, Jeff's text that said, stop doing this to yourself, is what he
Yeah.
said. And I'm like, it is true that I'm doing this to myself. Like, no
And
one.
you were feeding it as well. Like you were feeding it with the like looking at all of the guys,
Alicia,
if you want any information of a flight path, or she, she knows what kind of flight. She knows she actually called the the pilot. Hi.
hi, you're coming in from Quebec at 11:52. How's it looking over there? Oh, fuck. But then I realized, like, It really is not like zero anxiety coming back. I'm not
Yeah.
looking at flight patterns when I'm coming back. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't even care if it's delayed. I don't even look at the weather. I didn't even know if it was windy or not windy here. So it's just like it's all about when I leave. It's something that I really look forward to. Like and it can be taken away without you having any control. And I don't like that. I don't like, but at the end of the day, if that is literally, this is what I preach. That's literally what life is. Life is literally, you don't know what happens tomorrow, but you feel like you do. You have a plan of what's going to happen tomorrow, but you actually don't. Like it's all an illusion. So you could literally just be always anxious for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
could, and then oh, tomorrow everything was fine. Oh, I'm anxious for tomorrow. Just waking up. Like, so it really is about like creating, for me, that creates random scenarios that literally have not happened. And then most of the time, the shitty things that happen, you didn't even think of it. Like
Yeah.
when they actually happen and you have to like
Yeah.
deal with them, there was no preparing for it. Like it happened and you didn't even see it coming, you
Yeah.
know? Like the
Yeah.
appendicitis. Like she didn't see that
Yeah.
coming. She didn't think of that.
No.
Anyways,
Okay, so going forward on your next trip.
no, I'm gonna be a disaster again. There's nothing to control. I don't think is there maybe I should breathing methods? I don't know. Like it will not be better because I will want it so bad again. And then the things I'm anxious about could happen and they will continue to could happen. So I feel like obviously I did not lack any sleep. Like I slept well, whatever. But like you can't control like it's there, like it lives inside, like you want it to go away, you breathe and you're like whatever, but it's still like it's like
But
you're
do you think
anxious,
that but
you're
do you think
nervous.
you could control the amount of time
And
spent
yes,
researching and looking at everything over and over and over? Do you think
yes,
that could be different?
that could be different. However,
But you have to want for it to be different.
yes. And
You
also, but
have to want to not obsess over it.
yeah, it almost feels like obsessing over it or getting the most data and information possible is going to alleviate the anxiety because now you know, right? So it was kind of come at a double-edged sword because you're like, I want to learn. Like, okay, yes, I see that it's coming here. This is the weather in Ontario. This is what's up. Okay, I see that today's flight was on time. Should be good tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's almost like when I was fearing flying, like I needed more info. I needed to educate myself on how it worked and like, and then it was like I have zero anxiety flying right now, which is pretty cool, which I never thought I could ever say in my life that I don't have anxiety flying. I don't, just like you don't have anxiety flying. Like you don't think that you're going to crash.
I don't.
Yeah. And when there's turbulence, you're not praying
No.
to the God you have not prayed
The
to
lady was
the
the
past
lady
five
was
years.
next to me. The lady was next to me on the way home. Like every little thing she goes,
It's me. I do it way less. But when it's nonstop, that's when I grab. If I grab the side,
it's
you see
serious.
the seat now, I'm like, get through it. Come as in like I'm talking to like the plane or whatever the air. I'm like, okay, let's get through this turbulence together. Let's move to the other side of this turbulence.
So, a part of the drama was the ice storm that was coming to Ontario. Now, you did say to me, apparently Ontario is a big
It
province.
is apparently
So, was the ice storm never coming to Toronto? Like, what happened there with that?
it was never a big deal in Toronto. I think it's the ice storm that never happened. It's
Oh,
like
no, no, it happened.
they should make a documentary about it. Like,
No, it happened.
okay, so it never happened in Toronto.
Yeah, no, I know people that literally like disaster, trees everywhere, power out for like days and
See,
days and days. It happened,
see,
but
that
not in Toronto.
it was in Toronto, you guys. But here's the thing. And that's when I'm like, social media. They like to take advantage of the vulnerable, me. And so it's like you go on Weather Network and it's like travel delays, blah, blah, blah. Ontario hit by the biggest storm. Hazardous, hazardous,
Hazardous.
hazardous fucking storm of a century. Know what I mean? That doesn't make me feel good, all of these things. but it wasn't even Toronto. Know what I mean? But it was right there every time I would read it. So I'm
Okay.
like, they're taking advantage of, and they knew that that would like create like, know what I mean? Like, oh, they're saying this, So then we have to keep checking the app to see where.
Okay.
Anyways, you guys,
Okay.
wow. So
So
yeah,
you made it. You made it on time. Everything was fine.
everything was on time. Everything was on time and perfecto. Yep.
It looked insane.
Yeah, it really is uh unique and just like it's like there's and like I said, beautiful water exists at a lot of places. Like water, like you said, Punta Cana has a really nice beach, like white sand, blue water, like even Florida. Like there's a lot of places where it's like, wow, the water is beautiful. It's not just the water's beautiful, it's like no one's there. And it's like just blue, like it's just the like to the eye, you can't even see dark blue. You can't even see ocean. It's like
Mm,
just and it's like breathtaking. It's like so like it makes you feel where am I? Like we're like paradise, like because there's no one
mm.
here, very secluded, and you just feel like paradise, paradisey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a man-made feeling. It's very like
Yeah.
nature. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when you're at a resort, like it's very like do 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 the music's there, it's nice,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. But when you're there, it's quiet. It's very like nature made this.
You basically did the opposite. Like, so you deciding to not do Disney this year, and then you like almost did the polar opposite.
Yeah, it's almost like people that asked me if it was an all-inclusive, and I laughed out loud. I was like, it's the opposite. Just everything that is in all-inclusive was not included. Very much the opposite of a not all-inclusive. So don't search for that. But yes, and it was very interesting to hear the kids say that they enjoyed this type of vacation more than Disney. So that was hurt my feelings, but I was like, Jeff was like, yes. But I also think that like I get it. I get the lineups and the heat and the like for kids. Like, and also I can't force, not force, but like what I feel when I'm in Disney is not what a normal person feels. You know what I mean? Like I feel something when I look at people's stories in Disney. Like I'm
Okay.
like, oh, I smell it. Like I really feel happy in Disney. Uh,
Okay.
Even with the lineups and the heat and the like school schedule. But yeah, no, the kids really enjoyed this. I think they enjoyed the like we wake up, we don't do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really enjoyed that, which I thought they would be bored, but no.
No one was bored.
No one was bored. Yeah, they were
Perfect.
really happy week two when we were like in a resorty where you it's still via Airbnb, but it's all like individual villas and we kind of like share an area together.
Okay.
Yeah, so there were kids. So the minute there were kids, so we just like realized like what our kids like. Whereas like when you're in Florida, fuck what you like. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you don't feel like it doesn't matter. We just paid $1 million to go to Disney. This is what you're doing today.
Yeah.
Whereas here it was more like I just had more of an opportunity to like learn like what she likes. So she's like, oh, can we dress up and like take a shower and go have supper? Like that, like she likes that. And then
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to go to supper. Like I
No.
stay here. So it was like interesting, you know what I mean? Like how she really enjoys that. But that's like when we go cruising, she loves that part where we like
Yeah.
dress and we go or whatever. Um, we also realized that I realized that I really like to go eat out, which we all know this about me. It's also a part of how I like to live my life here. So just like having to not be able to eat out that much or just choosing not to go eat out that much, I was like, oh, I wish we would go out to breakfast every morning. Know what I mean? So me
I
and Gina
couldn't
are very
believe
common.
I couldn't believe how expensive it was.
And like when we went to breakfast, just Dia and I, because Jeff's like, I don't care. I want bread and eggs. Like he just wanted to stay home. And Noah obviously didn't want to come to the restaurant, eat breakfast. So it was perfect. We just went her and I, but just like when it's $90 just for the two of us, and like, you know what I mean? I was like, we can't do that every morning. Like we can't just
No.
breakfast every morning. We're gonna eat our cereal or whatever, like what we have at
Was
home.
that 90 Canadian
Yeah,
dollars?
Canadian, yeah. So, but it's still crazy when you go to Pure and Simple, like four people, you'll have like, you know what I mean? That was two of us. Like you would have to
Yeah.
really eat a lot for $90 at Pure and Simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
went to the grocery store yesterday and I bought four items and it was $20. And I was like, oh, that felt
You're
good.
like, oh. Good to be
I felt
home.
good, good to be home because the minute you would have four items, it was for sure $50 American. So then it's 70, $75. Like,
Yeah.
so that way, but like, it's fine. Like you kind of like go with it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that, let's see, we need to buy food, we need to eat, no? But you would just like make different choices. And then the second house didn't have a dishwasher, and that is unacceptable.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
We didn't look into it. Didn't even
Because you
think.
just assumed like you
Yeah,
would.
exactly. Yeah. So when I got there, I was like, there's no dishwasher. And then you eat so much at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, next time for sure, dishwasher. Like I
Hmm.
didn't think it mattered, but like on the fourth night of just like a full sink of doing dishes, I'm like, absolutely not. Not, not. Like it's fine, I did it, like it's all good. But I was
Yeah.
like, this is not like luxury for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you don't go there for food, you don't go there for luxury, you don't go there to be like served and like
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? It's a very unique experience. It is beautiful. And you get to see, your eyes are just like, oh my God, c'est beau. Oh, that's all you keep saying. Ben, c'est beau. And the water, you go there for just like very chill, very chill. Yeah. We had
Okay.
one suitcase for the four of us for our clothes. So that just shows you like I was wearing the same thing over
Yeah.
and over because there's really nowhere to go. I love like being at home. Oh, I love that there's no nightlife. Like just
Okay.
yeah, like that I enjoy. Like being
Yeah.
back and like it's 7 p.m. and I'm all showered and like
Mm.
know what I
I
mean?
love that. After like a full day in the sun, like
Yes,
you're
Sandy Beach.
tired.
Love that. Love that. That was like my highlight. I was like, oh yes, then we just go home and do nothing. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. But very different. You know how I never want to come home?
Yeah.
I literally, guys, if I go to Florida, I would move there. Like I'm not even kidding. But I think there's two parts, not having my parents with me.
Yeah.
It's not that I missed my parents. I was like, I miss my mom. It wasn't like that. We talked to her every day. Of course, Noah, counting the sleeps.
Oh, wow.
It's something. Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is really cute. Like, but he was the one, like, we didn't call Mia. We need to call her.
Oh, okay.
He just like really is, he was excited to come see her again. He was missing her
Yeah.
eggs as well. He's like, I can't wait to go. Her eggs
And
would
have her eggs.
be yummy. Um, but yeah, so I don't know if that, so it didn't feel like home away from home. It very
Okay.
much felt like we are away and we're coming back to our life. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It was felt very much like a vacation. Whereas
Okay.
when we do Florida, I feel like I just took
Picked up my life.
and I moved it. I can walk every day, whatever, but this was not the same. Like you wake up with the kids, it's like, do I go for a walk? I went for walks, but it wasn't like when I'm in Florida, I leave like 10 kilometers, peace out.
Yeah.
They stay with me. It's very much like I'm here. And
Yeah.
we have a pool. You know what I mean? Like I could literally move there. This was not,
Mhm.
I was like, after 2 weeks, I'm like, we have done, and also we've done everything that is offered.
Yeah.
And more than once. Like, do you guys want to redo Chat and Chill? Do you want to redo Coconut Club? Like,
Mhm.
it was like after the first 8, 9 days, we had then done, I think, all the excursions that are available that make sense. And
Okay.
I was like, hey, we've seen the whole thing. It is beautiful. So then it was like second week was more just living. Like, okay, we wake up, let's go to the beach, you know? So everyone was ready to come back. Dia was ready to go come skating. I was ready to come spinning, see my parents. Noah was
Yeah.
ready to go to school. He missed school and my parents.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
much like, that's his thing. I think school is his thing. Like
Okay.
he feels like he thrives at school. I think
Okay.
that, you know how Dia skating is her thing. She did not
Hmm.
miss school. She did not miss her friends. Like I was like, do you miss your friends? She's like, "Mm." You know what I mean? But Noah is like, I miss school. I miss being there. I think that's where his friends are. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, that's where he feels like he thrives. Like that's his little area. That's
Hmm.
identity almost. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so that's when I was like, oh, this is different. I've never felt this way before. Of like, definitely ready, not sad. Like, yep, let's go. Let's pack it up. We did all the things. Yeah. What?
Okay.
Yeah. So if you follow it and you're like, I have questions, I answered all the questions and I have
Mm.
highlights. You guys can do that. You can go check it out. I did two highlights, just like one showing our trip and one actually the Q&A.
Perfect.
I had put the highlight at the limit. You can only put
Oh,
100 stories.
wow. Over 100
Right.
stories.
So then I started to, by the last days, I had to like take some out. So just like
Oh,
random pictures. I was like, okay, you don't need to see
you
what I
didn't
ate.
make the cut.
Yeah, you don't need to see what I ate though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you're
Yeah.
thinking of going to Exuma, you want to see the beaches, you want to see the excursions, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very memorable, like, well, we won't forget that trip for sure.
Ah,
The kids won't either. Like they really, they were like, we went to Exuma, like we did it. Like we had talked about it for so long
yeah.
and not knowing if we would have liked it, if whatever. So, but we know we're not going again next year. It
Right.
would be something you do maybe like in 4 years. Know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's you kind of forget the beauty of it. You want another beach kind of feel. Maybe Dia would bring a friend or you know what I mean? Like kind of because she'll be 16. Like when I think about, I'm like, oh, we can come back in 4 years. I'm like, fucking Dia's gonna be 15. That's crazy. Know what
It's
I mean?
crazy.
It is crazy.
So, now what's next year?
Listen, that's the big question over here.
Okay.
So we've learned a lot about what, I don't know, I haven't talked to Jeff about this, but I was like, I feel like what the kids really want or really enjoy. Um, is not maybe what we would choose, but then I'm
Hmm.
like, we can choose what we want to do with our trip, our solo trip, and we don't
Yeah.
have to spend so much on our family trip if what they
Yeah.
want is literally an all-inclusive. Because all-inclusive would be Dia getting ready for supper,
Yeah.
Noah choosing to go or not to go, me being
Yeah.
able to eat. They have a beach, they would have what like, and then that's something that and Dia with people. Dia,
Yeah.
yeah, they want other kids. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we do not
Yeah.
want other kids.
Yeah.
Jeff and I. So I'm like, basically, we could just do whatever, kind of like suck it up for the vacation that they want, or that we know that that's what they like, and then kind
Yeah.
of do more of our of what we like to do. Because the Exuma
Mhm.
trip, PS, you guys, if you're watching and you're like, oh, that could be a family, like, listen, we sold it. It is a very special family vacation, but it can be really well done, just you and your spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, way cheaper as
Yeah.
well. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It could be a really special trip. Like that
Yeah.
would be an anniversary trip. Like that is like we're going to this like beautiful, like sitting and just admiring the beauty of it. Not like
Hmm.
you come in the water with me. Like it's very
Hmm.
special, but like you when you're a couple, like you can like rent a boat and go do the, just like take your time, not like where to next. Like it just like it can be really well done just as a couple, cost you way less money for grocery, for going out. I just think it's a very unique place to go. So make it very special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people after I posted how expensive it was to eat, they're like, maybe I should just go with like that could be like a special anniversary
Yeah.
trip. I'm like, yes, that is what you should do. Because that's how we fell in love with that area when we went alone.
Yeah.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would come back next year just with Jeff.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do this as a family vacation. Again, I feel like they'd be like, we already did the pig tour. We already did, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I wouldn't do the
Yeah.
pig tour with Jeff. I would just sit
Yeah.
and read and go in the water when I feel like it and go for a walk a million times a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. I'm not
Hmm.
into like renting a car. Like right now, I'm like renting a car and going on a
Yeah.
cruise and like that doesn't speak to me right now. So I'm like, I'm
Okay.
not sure. I think, yeah, I'm like really not sure about it.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, we did learn a lot about all each other. It's very discovering the Cormier vibe of what I was like interesting that they're like, we'd rather do this than Disney. I was like, well, then like Disney's very like it's a big deal. It's a lot. It's heavy,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Hmm.
It's all the things, especially now, like with the American dollar and
Yeah.
stuff, like it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Yeah. And Jeff is trying to avoid that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We did it. Done.
Basically, I'm a walking. This is a really nice cup, though, huh?
Very nice. 75 American dollars.
30. 30 American dollars. There's a $45.
$50 cup.
Jeff was like, how much is it? I'm like, shh. Listen, this is me buying things at the airport.
That's funny.
Yes, because there's nowhere we went that like sold Exuma things. Like they don't have like a gift shop. They do, and that one is very expensive. I wanted
Wow.
to buy a conch
Yes.
that was like cleaned and whatever, like a pretty one,
Yeah.
not one that was all whatever. 66 American dollars. I'm like, that is $100 for your conch. I'm gonna pick a free one on the ground and clean it. And that'll be the Kong that we have at home. Like I'm not paying 66 American dollars. And then they had like ugly coffee mugs for 35 American dollars. I'm like, that's insane. I'm putting coffee in it.
Yeah.
Alright. It's
Yeah.
$55 for a cup. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, and no one's in the store. I'm like, maybe if you put it $19, you would sell 5 cups instead of zero at 35.
You're not wrong.
You know what I mean? I'm like, this is not good sales marketing, whatever. Anyway.
So now that you're home, like how good was it to be back at Spin?
Oh, it's like I didn't expect how I felt when I walked in. I looked at the bikes, I'm like, oh, right. Wow, it's beautiful here. And then just seeing people were happy that I was back. Of course, it's so fun. No, feels good. Feels good. Definitely the first trip that I basically I'm the same human. Like I put on my jeans and I was like, because
Okay.
obviously we did not eat. Like I ate a pogo stick. When people were looking at my stories, I'm like, but I ate a pogo stick for supper. So like,
Yeah.
you want to come here?
Yeah.
Ate frozen chicken. Like it's luxury, but it's like a different kind of like, yes,
Yeah.
beautiful. And it costs $1 million to do these things, but like
Yeah.
you come home and you literally eat toast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
is fine. And that's just what we chose. Maybe someone else, and that's what I said. Like you're like, how expensive? I'm like, I hate that question. So relative. Like my brother, he probably is like, oh, $200 at the restaurant. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Spends that all the time at the restaurant. Whereas like Jeff and I, like I don't remember the last time we went to a restaurant that's 300, $400.
Yeah.
It's when we you pass the American Express and I have a notification and it does the exchange for you.
Yeah.
The notification you get,
No, don't look.
but just like it just popped up and I was like, "Oh, that supper was $357."
Oh,
And it was just 3 tacos though. You know what I
wow.
mean? 3 tacos. Noah has a burger. That was the only time Noah ate at the restaurant, which he didn't eat. But like, I was like, oh, and then, you have a $20. It's like you see the prices 23, 27, 35, but then it's like when it adds up plus the 45%.
It's the exchange. Yeah.
And then they have tax there and they put the 15% tip on it. So like just the final number.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. It's like,
Okay.
oh, could I have a $20 what the strawberry daiquiri virgin, please?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Bah. So yeah, the how about the $15 dozen of eggs? $15.
$15.
And then I wanted lettuce, like a tête de laitue, $10, 10 American dollars. Pour la tête de laitue. Dio's like, I'd like coconut cookies, 11 American dollars for just like the tiniest bag. You know what I mean? Like everything is over, like just like one. So that's why the minute you grabbed 4 items, you're at 50 American dollars. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a bag of chips. Like there, we found some things. I was like, there's nuggets for 3.99. So Jeff and I ate nuggets. Like the kids didn't want nuggets. Jeff's like protein, whatever. Just buy something. You couldn't find sausage. You can't find meat.
Ah, ah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like
I think it's just important going in knowing that that's the expectation. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, and then if you're fine with it, you're fine with it.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't take away the beauty of the island. Like it's like I'm not talking shit about the island. Like it's the like I was like, oh, I wouldn't want them to think that I'm like, oh, it's this, it's just it is. It is what it is. It's
Yeah.
really expensive to eat. I don't even know how they could afford, living there. And then they have to pay these prices for, the groceries. But at the same time, they know they're living there. Like
Yeah.
living here is expensive in terms of eating, but then their lifestyle is very simple. Like
Yeah.
and that's what I was saying to Alicia before we started recording. I'm like, if there's anything, I was like, man, we take things a little bit too not seriously, but yeah, like seriously, and like everything's almost like for granted. We live in luxury every day. Like we don't even think about like just this is luxury. Like what we that even like there's 4 parking spots at their main market, like where you would buy like grocery store, 4 parking spots. Like think of like the parking spots we have at a Sobeys,
Yeah.
hundreds. You know what I mean? So it's like that's just to show you how there's not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And every time I wanted to go to the market, there was a spot for me to park.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
there's 2 gas stations and they close at
Yeah.
5. Everything closes at 5 because obviously there's not enough humans to be open for.
Right.
Get your shit
Right.
together and come see us before 5.
Yep.
Um, Even just like the water taxi. He's like, yeah, last round is at 5. I'm like, but it's still hot. Like we could have stayed on the island at Chat and Chill till 7 p.m., right? It's
Yeah.
hot. It's summer. But like, no, we have to be back at 4:30 because his last round is at 5. Like he's done working at 5. Like everyone's done 5 p.m. So that's why I was like home at 6 p.m. Like there's nothing to do, you know what I mean? Other than if you go out to eat for $1 million.
Yeah. Okay.
3 sticks, $10 American.
She's
So
not going to be over this for a while,
that
guys.
mozza stick would be $5 Canadian. Know what I mean?
That's intense.
That's something,
Yeah.
Like you can have 3 Mazda 6 for $10 American. And he was like, I'll take it. And then they ended up giving her 5.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the menu said 3. And then I'm like, so how many did you get? 3? And I'm like, did you really just get 3? She's like, no, they put 5. I was like, oh my God, it's a good day. It's almost like when they don't count the nuggets properly at McDonald's.
McDonald's. It's a
That
good
is the
day.
best day. Unless it's like one less than you ordered.
That's a bad day.
It's a bad day. But yeah, no, there's just like the simplicity of like just the airport.
I think that's a good word. Simplicity.
The simplicity of it and like not it doesn't have to be so serious. Nothing like there's more trust almost. Like it's just more like, okay, we're here, there's security, there's a machine, but it's like it's very and it's like we're gonna wait. We're not gonna make a big deal out of this. We're gonna wait. It's small. There's just only so much space. We're gonna deal with what we have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, just like I was telling Alicia, they had like a microphone where the girl would just come and be like in the only section. There's only one flight at a time. So everyone that's there is going to Toronto. Like we're all on the same flight. So it's like, hello, we're gonna start boarding, whatever. One tiny, tiny speaker in the room. And we couldn't hear her. But it was just like, and then she just like puts the microphone back on the wall. And I'm like, anyone could just grab the microphone, just start singing, just doing anything, but they're not like, oh, this is serious. I'm the responsible one. There's like, hey, I'm working here. Yes, this is whatever. Whereas like I feel like in Toronto, you wouldn't go in the back of the nice little desk where she
No.
records her little thing. It would be like, don't come in the back of the desk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whereas zone 1, if you're in zone 3, it's fine.
Just everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Everything's fine. I feel like they're just not as serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also because the reduced amount of humans, they haven't had as many experiences with humans not making the right choice.
Yeah. So I was asking Jeff because we were getting alerts while we were there of people that were missing or in danger or whatever. And it was always like for NASA. So like it's all like kind of like the Bahamas were getting all that same like Jessica's missing, 17 years old, whatever. And we
Okay.
had like at least 5 while we were there for the 2 weeks. And it was always from Nesso. And then I was like, what's happening in Nesso? Like Nesso is also like not even travel advisory for Nesso. Obviously not like the nice resorts, but there's a travel advisory in Nesso to not
No, yeah.
don't go
Yeah.
over the hill.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's that? And then Exuma has like they haven't had like a murder in 27 years or something. Like there's
Okay.
like no crime.
Okay.
And I was like, what's the difference here? Because I feel like in difference, like just the amount of humans, like the amount
Yeah.
of humans, they haven't had shit humans come
Yeah.
here and make shit decisions,
Yeah.
It's like interesting, huh? How that like
And
it plays with
when
numbers.
we travel to England, talk about humans, right? Talk about the amount of humans.
Oh,
And I truly believe there's something with human behavior when resources are limited. Like there's
okay.
something that like kicks in where it's like every man for themselves, like protect, I'm going to take what's mine. Like when resources are limited. And literally, you might think, how are resources limited in England when you have access to everything? But like space. Like
Space. I want to say space.
space. You can't even find space in a garbage can. You
Yeah,
can't find a place to pee. Like everything's like lock and key to pee. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, and that to me is like basic human needs.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I just think it kind of like people start behaving a certain way, and then because people behave that
Yeah.
certain way, it's like, well, and it goes like that. Like I don't feel good there.
Okay. I see what you're saying. That's the feeling you had when you're there. You're like,
Oh, big time.
okay,
Like
it's
I
some
literally the
deep
second
space.
we get off the plane in Heathrow, I'm like so intense with my kids. Like it's just like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like it's a lot.
So many people.
Even the kids didn't know like the sidewalks are so busy that like literally you need to follow it like it's a road. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
I
my
see.
and my kids just like weren't really used to that and they were like always like kind of in the way and it was like by the end they kind of got it, but that's how just busy it is.
Mhm. I see.
Anyway,
Yeah,
not my
makes
fave.
sense. Makes sense.
I mean, all of England's not the same. Up north, when there's like where there's more space, it's different. But like just like more like in the London like circle, I'm like, ugh.
Okay, I see.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, it's all just I think it's cool. It's cool to go see like, oh, this is how you could do life.
yeah.
Also, I know that we're short on time, but like most people don't go there the way we did, which was flying in. Like everyone we would meet would be like, "Did you come by boat?" And
Oh,
I was like, "No, we did not come by boat. Air Canada. That's how we got."
yeah.
So every single one is like, oh, I'm like, so clearly you came by boat. And they're like, yeah, yeah, we have a boat here, whatever. So that's very, very common in the Bahamas and especially Exuma, just because the waters are really calm for les voiliers. Là. And it's true, c'est partout parquet. We met people that have been living on their boat for years and years. So that was really cool.
Wow.
When we were at Chat and Chill, Dia met this girl called Elsie. She had like her tan and her hair, like she looked like someone that lives on a boat. Fucking love.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's like, yeah, we sold our house in Tennessee and we've been living on the boats for the past 3 years. And I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
you like it? Like, she's like, yeah, no, it's good. We have school Mondays to Friday, like with her mom, probably. She like homeschools. So she was 10. And then we started playing volleyball with another trio. So the parents and the kid, she was 15. I was like, how do you find that? Like, she's like, yeah, we've been living on the boat since 2021. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I do online school. I'm like, do you miss human connection? Do you miss like you're just with your parents all the time, like on a boat? Like, at least Elsie, they were like her brothers and like they were like a bunch, you know. And she's like, you know what? Like there's such a big community of us doing this. Like it's so common in the Bahamas to do that. So there's like I meet other kids that are also on other boats. She's like, so I
Right.
do feel like I do meet people. And she said I really enjoy it. It's definitely not a problem. I'm like, and then I wanted to ask so many questions, like when you graduate, like you know what I mean? Like, are you gonna like it's gonna be interesting for her to and it's like peace out, like do your parents? I just like anyways, I'm like, where do you sleep? Like, do you and then you see them like with their clothes just hanging outside of all their boats. Probably don't have a dishwasher.
Probably not. Nope.
Oh, here's what I said to Jeff. I said, I would not want to live on a boat. As much as I'm like, that is amazing. I would not want, like, I'm not like
No.
fighting to live on a boat. However,
No.
what I do feel I'm always attracted to is not living a conventional way.
Okay.
Conventional is the right word.
Yeah.
Um, like a regular, like the typical way that really interests me. That would not be my way to do it. I would not want to live on a
Okay.
boat. I would not want to like my kids I would want to teach my kids. I don't want them to be out of school for that. Like, but I'd love like a different way to do things. You know that about me. So it's like I see that I'm more attracted to that. Like I'd love to go maybe on an adventure that's like 2, 3 months. You know what I mean? Like do something different. Take the kids out of school for that. But I wouldn't be living on a boat for years. Oh my God. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah. No.
I just feel like I have too many things that make me happy that are not on a boat.
Yeah. And just tight quarters. Apparently I'm
Yeah,
claustrophobic.
I see it. I see it. Okay, you guys, we are done. This week we are starting our 10-week program. Please, please click the link. Ask us any questions about it. We've been talking about it in our stories. Come and see us. Let's go. And we're going to keep talking about that in our podcast as well. Okay, bye.
Bye.